here working on some firewood because we are really low. We are so fixated on the fall and trying to get all the house stuff done that we didn't get as far as we wanted to on the firewood.
Welcome back to the Lazy A-Hole Recliner Show. If you're new here, we're building an arched cabin in Colorado. Consider subscribing. We already have a bunch of stuff that's cut down and waiting to be processed, so Mike just grabbed a bunch of the logs and loaded them into the truck to bring up to the back where the splitter was. Mike was rather vigorous in unloading the firewood. He's the only guy I know that can pick up a log and throw it like it's a toothpick. He's such a badass. Mike uses a tomahawk to knock off the dirt and ice from the wood, but still it's kind of a hot mess. So we end up sharpening this chainsaw pretty regularly. Almost every time we use it, I think we have to sharpen it. Or every other time at least. One thing I will say, the log splitter that we bought last year, totally worth it. It has saved us so much time and energy on processing firewood. This always is an all-day kind of job, or at least takes several hours. But we get so much more wood done this way than we ever did before. So, hands down, would do it again in a heartbeat. It is a 25-ton log splitter, and what's nice about it is it has a hitch on the back so you can just tow it with either your vehicle or ATV or whatever you have. So that's kind of nice, and it was kind of the mid-range level that we got. It's not super fast, so I don't feel like there's as much of a danger of smashing your fingers as there are on some other ones, but it's been really great to us. So now that we've gotten our firewood, it's time to get our wood stove started. I'm going to clean the inside of the glass first. I was going to do this, so I figured I would wait and do it on camera so you guys could see it. I've just got a really crappy sponge that I used to wipe this down today. And I've got a bucket of ash over here. I'm going to dip my wet sponge into the bucket of ash and get some ash. Oh, can you see it? Yes. Yes, you can see it. And it just comes right off. It doesn't even take any work at all. Okay, so I've cleaned the glass of the wood stove. I'm gonna wipe it off. It's so clean now. Look at that. So clean it really fast. I should have shown you what it looked like before. I'm sorry. I will try and do that again next time. So I was going to start the fire, but I realized I don't have any kindling. So first I'm going to do that. Mike uses this crazy knife from Bark River Knives to split our kindling. It works really well. We'll just use that for now. That's enough for what I need. We've been experimenting with fire methods over the years, and this year we discovered the Swedish Method. And the way the Swedish Method works is it's all in how you stack it. You're basically creating your own little like chimney, but at the same time, and I keep it pretty small, so we don't, because otherwise we overheat the house really fast. So you start with your 2 biggest logs on the bottom, and the premise is that you have your smaller kindling and fire starting stuff on the top so that it warms up your damper faster so that your chimney can vent properly. So our larger stuff is on the bottom, and that's going to make your really nice bed of coals at the end. And then you stack your mid-sized stuff in the middle. So you go 2 this way, 2 this way, and then we'll do 2 this way again, and then 2 this way. Even smaller pieces here. And then at this point, I'm going to add my fire starting stuff. Usually we get a lot of little local papers. I usually just take 1 page, and I like to roll them into tubes because the fire will kind of go through the tube and heat the top and the bottom. I usually do like 3 or 4 of these rolls, and I put them in the middle. I like to stand them in the middle of my stack, and then we have our kindling that we cut. Same thing. I stack them. And then this time, I'm going to try something a little different because sometimes the paper runs out too fast for me. So I've got, this is wood chips and cardboard. I'm going to kind of put this somewhere in here. And I'm going to just tuck it in there with my fire starting stuff. And since this is the Lazy A-Hole Ranch, you know, we just use a propane torch to start it. So you can see I just kind of stacked them back and forth, and then it kind of has like a tunnel in the middle. And that tunnel in the middle will flow air through it and keep that fire burning hot. So again, since it's a Lazy A-Hole Ranch, propane torch. I tend to like kind of the top and the bottom. And I usually close this down so it's just a trickle of air. And what that does is it acts like this little suction, and it pulls the air in to kind of blow on the fire. Another thing you can do is, we got these on Amazon, and I'll leave a link in the description below. It's called a pocket bellows, and basically it is like a bellows, and it's telescoping, and you basically just open up your fire and stoke up your fire. Works really great, and they're inexpensive, and you can get them in like multi-packs even. So we have them for here in the wood stove, and we have them, Mike has them in his little bag for camping and stuff. So these things are really handy. It heats up the top stuff and burns that, so that heats up your flue, and then that heats up your chimney so that air can flow. This method has worked great so far, and it's worked especially well with this partially wet wood because, I don't know, it gets it hot enough to burn. So it gets it hot enough for that water content to get out. So you can see I have it just cracked open a little bit to get some airflow in there. And you can hear it's really starting to take off. So there you have it. That is the Swedish method for starting a fire. It is all about stacking your wood. This way, this way, this way. Big stuff on the bottom, kindling and fire starting stuff on the top. I've had tremendous success. I have not smoked out the house once this year since I switched to this method. I'm gonna have to try it for outdoor stuff too at some point. I'm thinking campfires with the Swedish method. It could be interesting. I don't know. We'll see when it comes time to do that kind of stuff. Eventually I want to maybe do some outdoorsy stuff. We'll see. Thank you so much for watching our video this week. I appreciate each and every one of you. I hope you have an amazing rest of your weekend and a wonderful week next week. Now, get out there and do the thing. I know you can. Love you guys. And these pots of water are for humidity.